And we're live. What's good, Ohio Cannabis Report family? It's your boy Gerald Moore Jr. checking in with another Ohio Cannabis Report update. It is March 12th, 2026. And this is an important day because we are 8 days away from SB 56 going into law. Obviously, we have been talking about it a lot on this channel. I've been trying to keep you guys as informed as possible of what's going on with all things cannabis policy in the state of Ohio. And so, one, I want to appreciate all of our followers, anybody that's new. We're up to about 320 subs, I believe. Last time I checked, I don't really be paying attention. I just create. So, again, it's March 12th. We got 8 days. We got 8 days before SB 56 goes into law and before those criminal penalties, fines for basic cannabis possession and consumption go into law. Now, obviously, we do have the referendum. And just to do some level setting and just to get the podcast started, the show started, again, we are an independent channel. All right. We do not accept money from any of these major corporate cannabis companies. I am not a lawyer. I am not a journalist. I am a citizen. I am a concerned citizen. I am a medical cannabis patient, even though I got to renew my membership or my card. And I'm a cannabis consumer. So, just for those that come on this page, I'm not trying to be a journalist. I'm married to a journalist. My wife went to school for journalism. I did not. I went to school for healthcare administration. Okay. So I'm just somebody that's using the tools that I got, which is my MacBook, my webcam, my phone, social media to get this information out. Any and everybody could do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I wish I had more help and support, but I don't. So just to put that out there. So I try to give you guys as much news, content, information as possible, as I get it, you know what I mean? As I work through the stuff that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody that has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. We go on. Some days I just pop on. It's breaking news. You know what I mean? Some days I have more time than others, but usually Wednesday, Thursdays, sometimes during the week I'll go live. And so today I found it important that I share this because we just had a great interview with Joey Elwood, one of the members on the for SB 56 or the referendum on SB 56. And so let me make sure my earbuds is right. And so make sure you guys go back and watch that interview. Great interview. He points out a lot of great points about, what's going on with the changing of the laws and how that will impact small businesses, small hemp farmers, and also workforce development in this area. So again, we have 8 days. You have 8 days to sign the petition. Again, go to noonsb56.com. I'll have that scrolling at the bottom of the screen if you want to find a location near you. You can also print these petitions out yourself and get signatures in your local community. So again, we have 8 days to collect over 240,000 signatures. Joey said we'll probably need upwards of 400,000 because they have kicked people off of being registered to vote. So also you want to make sure that you're registered to vote because you can sign this, but the signature will be null and void if you're not registered to vote in the state of Ohio. So again, politics as usual. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of moving parts, and we all individually have to do our part, right? And this part of me doing my part is relaying some of this information to you all. So again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know where you're tapping in from. Let us know what you're smoking on. If you're smoking, what type of way do you like to smoke? Do you like vapes? Do you like extracts? Do you like edibles? Do you like tinctures? Do you like topicals? What way do you like to consume? What are your favorite terpenes? Right? I'm a linalool type person. I'm a myrcene type. Those are two of my big ones. But there's a lot of different terpenes that, we got to start having some more of those deeper conversations when it comes to the cannabis plant outside of just smoking, consuming it for recreational purposes. Cannabis helps me function, right? Like it helps me as a football player. As you see my helmets back here, there's a lot of head-to-head contact, right? So cannabis helps me with brain injuries and hopefully preventing CTE, right? Like I played football for a long time. And so one of my things is just protecting my brain as much as possible. Also, my physical and spiritual well-being. Cannabis really helps me when it comes to pain relief and dealing with arthritis in my ankles and stuff like that. So just from a long, lifestyle of playing a brutal sport, but I do the best I can to take care of my body. So I hope you do too. And this is why I'm such a big advocate for cannabis, because I know so many people are using it, for real reasons, right? For, pain mitigation. And some people can't talk about it, or maybe they may not necessarily have the words or the terminology to explain what they're dealing with, right? Or they may fear being judged because of, their choice of medication. So this is why we created this platform to hopefully, in the stigma, open up, brain waves and pathways and channels of communication around cannabis in Ohio, around cannabis consumers in the entire industry. So I really want to thank you guys for all of that support. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot going on in Ohio cannabis politics. There's a lot going on in the world. Obviously, we're in World War III right now. Obviously, the United States isn't real versus Iran. And so, as a member of the Black delegation, I do not have no smoke. We don't have no smoke with Iran over here. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? All we want is our land, our money, and our ability to create freely in this land. And cannabis is a part of that. So, again, I want to thank you all for all the support. Just some house cleaning. We do have the Cannabis Social Equity Forum coming up April 4th, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tickets are limited. Space is limited. This is a free event open to the community. I just got off the phone with maybe a potential sponsor and supporter from a pretty big organization, nonprofit organization in Ohio. So send good vibes and good energy our way for that. We also locked in a dope potential interview with a member of this organization as well, who is very well versed in social equity, social justice, and policy from the bigwigs vantage point. And so here's the event. You go on Eventbrite, as you can see right here, going fast. So we only got a few spots left. Last time I checked, we were at about 30 tickets. There's space for 50. Still looking for a few more community sponsors, social justice, social equity sponsors, and donations to support this. I want to be able to give our panelists a little bit of something too. So I want to give them some gas cards, gift cards, something to thank them for their time and their stories, and being willing to share and be vulnerable. Many of them have offered their services without asking for any monetary donation. So I would like to be able to support our panelists with some type of gift. And if you guys could donate and support that, I mean, I would greatly appreciate it. This is a free event. It's open to the public. I do just ask that you guys RSVP. And that will be awesome for me. And so that's the Central Ohio Cannabis Social Equity Forum. Again, April 4th. We got my guy, Anthony Riley, who's disabled. He has brain trauma, but he's also a medical cannabis advocate. He's the founder of Ohio Cannabis Live and the Ohio Cannabis Expo, which is also coming up. So make sure y'all check him out. He's putting together this expo in Columbus. We have Tasha Roundtree, who is a cannabis advocate as well, harm reduction specialist out of Dayton. So she's going to be on our panel. She's spoken at Ohio State on a few panels. She's testified in front of the state. She's a true powerhouse and a great person to listen and hear from. A beautiful person who does a lot of great work in the Dayton area. And then we have Karen O'Keefe, who is the director of state policies from Marijuana Policy Project. She'll be virtual, so we're working on that right now. But obviously, she has a lot of experience in Michigan and in Ohio working on policy. Marijuana Policy Project also donated a lot of money to vote yes on issue 2. So regulate marijuana like alcohol. So it'll be interesting to hear Marijuana Policy Project's thoughts on the change in language from issue 2 to now SB 56, being that they invested over, I think, $100,000 or more on that bill that we all went and voted for, right? Oh, well, not all, but over 57% of voters. And then we have our moderator, who is Bree Bates, Ebony Hempress. She is a cannabis podcast host with Ohio TV. They'll also be supporting and sponsoring the event and getting a lot of content. I just went on their show, so it should be a podcast dropping soon. She's also a cannabis influencer and marketer here in the state of Ohio, doing a lot of great work around the state. Then we have Sarah Koya Bryant, who's out of Athens, Ohio, who's the president of Cool Digs, which is a grow shop. I believe they just shut down, unfortunately, but I think they will be online. And she provides, grow material for obviously all your plant needs in the Athens area. And she's also somebody that's testified at the State House. She's also been a huge advocate in Athens, which Athens had one of the highest level of voters for issue 2. And if you've ever had, weed out of Athens, Athens has some of the best weed, I'm going to say, in the world. And so she'll be on our panel as well as an activist representing Athens. Athens is also Appalachia, right? And so Appalachia has dealt with huge issues with opioids, the opioid crisis. Appalachia has dealt with huge socioeconomic issues. There's a lot of poverty, a lot of white poverty. I wasn't very aware of that until I went to undergrad there. So shout out to OU, my Bobcats. But they have been doing a lot of great work. They put on a lot of great community events for the Athens community. So shout out to Sarah Koya, who will be coming up from Athens to Columbus for this event. Then we got my guy, Ronnie. Ronnie's a veteran, and he's a veteran farmer and owner and operator of Ohio Boys. So he's been doing a lot of advocacy work with veterans and also, re-entering into society. So we're excited to have Ronnie on. He's also known to be one of the best growers, has been winning a lot of awards at these farmers markets for all of his strains. He gives out clones to veterans. So he's somebody that we're excited to have on the panel as well. He's also coming up from Athens. And so kind of what I wanted to do with this panel was kind of have the discussion of having the discussion. Sorry about that. Have a discussion about the intersection of cannabis as it relates to Athens or Appalachia, which is, your poor communities who have been harmed by the war on drugs as well. Also been super harmed by, pharmaceutical drugs, opioids, fentanyl and stuff like that. Also just economically, right? There's not a lot of great jobs, high earning income jobs. So there's a lot of issues in Athens and Appalachia. And so we're also going to marry that with our urban core. So Columbus, Dayton, a lot of the issues that, folks in Appalachia deal with are very similar to what's going on in our urban cores. And so we're going to kind of have that intersection conversation of Appalachia, urban America, and cannabis, which I'm excited to hear about, some of the different overlaying factors of our community. So again, make sure you guys go on Eventbrite. This is a free event, but please do not show up to the event without RSVPing. Okay, this is community event, but space is limited. Okay. Also, this is a good vibes event. I'm not expecting to change the world through these events. I'm not expecting to have, the $4.3 million that has been shelled out to Columbus to come to everybody that comes to this event. This is literally an educational event. It's a networking opportunity to connect with like-minded people, to figure out some solutions for us in our cities, to be able to go back to our cities, take some of the resources, information back to us and spread it out through the community. Also to be able to come together and say, hey, obviously the state has done what the state has done. You know what I mean? And the state gonna do what the state gonna do. But at some point, we have to come together collectively, to figure out what we're gonna do, because the state is sending 36% of tax revenue that was slotted for social equity back to the general fund, right? So even we got two new governors, right? You got Amy Acton, you got Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't think either of them have really touched on cannabis. But we need to know what's going on with those funds. And we don't want those funds going to police, right? Like, we don't want those funds going to rebuilding new prisons and getting police more cars. No, we need better roads. We need better education. We need more resources for communities most harmed by the war on drugs, right? We need addiction services. We need harm reduction services. We need more wraparound community services, social services. We need more healthcare facilities. We need more education around cannabis, right? We need more resources to be poured into our communities that have been disproportionately harmed by the war on drugs. And we know right now in the state, a lot of our poor Black and brown communities aren't represented on the industry side, right? We're typically on the legacy side. And so it's important that we understand what's going on. Obviously, with SB 56, there's a lot of changes, right? And I've been trying to share as much information as possible. But at the end of the day, SB 56 is going to harm poor Black and brown people the most, right? It's going to hurt people in communities that don't have, the lawyers, don't have the protection, the complexion for the protection, right? And so some of the fines, right? If you get fined for smoking in your car and then you don't pay the fine, then that leads to more fines. Then that leads to criminal time, right? When a time where, we have gas prices increasing, we have food prices increasing, rent is increasing. People can't afford just basic living in Ohio, right? For a lot of people. So again, you add a fine for just consuming cannabis in your car or publicly consuming cannabis, or you get kicked out of your apartment because you were consuming cannabis, or your job randomly drug tests you and fires you for cannabis, and now you can't get your unemployment benefits, or you need a health care, if you need a organ transplant, the healthcare facility can deny you services if you're a cannabis consumer. So with SB 56, there are a lot of things that will impact a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and people that you may love, even if you don't consume cannabis. So this is why SB 56 is terrible for our community. And it's not what we voted for. And this is why we have to continue to educate ourselves, speak up, come together collectively, and figure out some solutions. So again, I see we got some people in the chat. Make sure you guys tap in. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. We'll do a little roll call. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, the 614. So shout out to everybody in Columbus. Shout out to the Columbus metropolitan area. Let me know where you tapping in from. Let me know what you smoking on. I got some Durban right now. I got some Durban poison. I am also on some RSO right now. Ooh. Let me know where y'all tapping in from. And then what else do we got? Also, I'm just doing some house cleaning. Obviously, we went over the Attorney General's office filing a lawsuit against 9 MSO companies in Ohio for basically creating a cartel. So we had a video about that. I'll touch on it again. So essentially, these MSOs have been colluding with each other, right? Emails from top executives at these 9 MSOs. And basically, they were cutting each other deals, right? One MSO would say, hey, we'll give you shelf space. We'll give you 25% because these MSOs, some of them are vertically integrated, right? Meaning seed to sale, they cultivate, they process, and they have dispensaries. And so essentially they will say, hey, we got our brands right here. We'll give you 25% shelf space if you scratch our back on wholesale discount deals, right? And so then what they would say is, oh, hey, we're running this discount at our dispensary on your products. You know what I mean? And they would do this behind the scenes. So then you have, smaller cultivators that were Ohio based wouldn't know. And so obviously the Ohio prices, brands would be higher. These companies would have discounts. And then their products obviously would fly off the shelves because they're a little bit cheaper. Obviously, a lot of people have had issues in the state of Ohio and don't trust the dispensaries, won't go to the dispensaries because one, they don't trust the products. Two, the prices are high. So people have been going to Michigan, doing, weekly, bi-weekly trips, monthly trips to Michigan, which again, to each his own, right? And depending on what part of the state you are in, obviously this can be very much more economical than, staying in the state of Ohio, which again, SB 56 will criminalize transportation of cannabis legally purchased in a legal state like Michigan. I'll say Michigan. I know some people I won't say it. The team up north. I didn't go to OSU. Fuck OSU and Michigan rivalry. All right. Ohio State's corrupt as fuck. They got pedophilia dollars all over it. The fucking president of the university just resigned for inappropriate relationships with a podcaster. It's Ohio State's a dumpster fire right now. Outside of the football team, and again, that's what most people like about Ohio State anyway, right? It's for most people in the state of Ohio didn't even fucking go to OSU, right? They just support OSU because of the football team. So, it's about time everybody grow the fuck up, for real, because it's a college sports team at that. It's not even pro. So, pay those boys their money, let them boys ball out. But the school, oh my God, pedophilia dollars all over it. Wexner name is all over fucking Ohio State. Yeah. And I'm sure part of Wexner is he done funded a lot of these politicians in the state of Ohio too. So, I'm sure he done had his hands in this cannabis, policy work as well. So, my investigative journalistic skills ain't that deep. I'm not the rooster. So, but again, man, we appreciate everybody tuning in. So yeah, the MSO thing is pretty big. And a lot of people basically have just said, the AG hasn't gotten his kickback yet. So that's why he's suing, because obviously these MSOs, they come in and they buy up dispensaries or they buy up a cultivator. You look at what happened to what's now Mavunu. I forget what were they called before Mavunu? Damn, I forgot that quick. But it was a black-owned, the only black-owned, vertically integrated cannabis company in the state. And then I believe what happened was, and don't quote me on all this is public information, but basically, True Relief bought the company that was operating Harvest of Ohio. So basically, Harvest of Ohio did a social equity deal with a company, and so they had got funded the money to basically open up their cannabis operations as a family-owned, black-owned business. And so they had cultivation, they had processing, and then they had dispensing. And then True Relief, I believe, bought out the company, and then True Relief basically sued Harvest of Ohio. And then basically took their cultivation facilities, their processing facilities, and now Mavunu has a few dispensaries around the state. So that was a terrible story. Obviously, I tried to get Mavunu and them on, Harvest of Ohio on, before all of that stuff happened. I didn't really feel like they were speaking up for the community. Especially, being that folks have been on the ground floor of the cannabis industry for a long time. Folks have been on the legacy market for a long time. A lot of people have been, tapped by law enforcement, just over weed and over, bullshit charges, right? Like mandatory minimums for bullshit, right? traveling around with a couple baggies. Now we're gonna say, oh, attempt to distribute and lock you up. Or you had a roach, or you had, oh, you smell, so probable cause. Now get out of the car. Let me search the car. Oh, guess what? Before all these police had police cameras, and before we had cameras, police was throwing drugs on people. Oh, we just found, you know what I mean? An ounce. Nigga, that ain't my ounce. Now it's your word versus his word. You know what I mean? So again, when you look at certain communities, if you don't have a father, if you don't have lawyers on deck, if you don't have community members and support, a lot of times we get fucked up by the police or by the system just because we don't know what's going on and nobody's there to vouch for us, right? And so this is why I've been speaking up a lot about policy and politics, because a lot of people, you know, you could consume cannabis, and if you got a good lawyer, or you know, like, your rights, you know, or you from a certain community, they not fucking with you. You know what I mean? But when you come from underserved, poor, working class, black and brown communities, and you're young and you don't have nobody really there to support you or understand what you're going through, you know what I mean? They throw you away. They put you in prison. You know what I mean? They put you in jail, and you just sit there and rot away because, oh, you know, it's gonna take time for, you know, the court hearing. You know what I mean? And then something happened in jail, and then that's when they get you. And so this is why cannabis has been so important to me, because I know how many people have been impacted by the war on drugs and the prison industrial complex around cannabis. So especially in Ohio, right? Ohio has essentially perfected the prison system. Um, and Ohio is known for, you know, their prison system, their private prison system. So cannabis being one of the biggest ways that they have locked a lot of people up. So this is why cannabis freedoms is so important. This is why we're hosting our Cannabis Social Equity Forum. This is why I started this podcast and platform, just to speak up for the voiceless in those communities that have been most harmed. So yeah, there's a lot going on, man. Columbus, or the state, has sold over $4 billion in cannabis, medical and adult use. The state has just started releasing some of those funds that were tabbed for community funds. And so cities have started to receive that money. And again, if you're in a city, if you're in a town that has a dispensary, you need to know what they are spending that money on, right? What is the city? What is the township? What is the county planning on spending that cannabis money for, right? That cannabis funds should go towards healthcare resources. It should go towards workforce development. And it should go towards people who actually consume cannabis and who've been impacted by the war on drugs, right? This fact that we just try to erase the last 60 years, right? And start the cannabis industry at 6 years ago is beyond me, right? The fact that we can have all these dispensaries and you can't see no black people working in it, but it's like, but then we talk about it, it's like, well, that's race. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Some of y'all have grandma, grandpa, y'all get to grow in the basement, y'all get to grow in the garage, and then go to a college campus and dump the weed off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see police cameras on every blocks in Westerville and Dublin and New Albany and Bexley and Upper Arlington. You know what I mean? Worthington. But as soon as I get into the city of Columbus, there's police cameras on every other block, right? And so again, why aren't we investing in cannabis, right? Why don't we have cannabis dispensaries, legit cannabis dispensaries in some of our communities, right? We have hemp dispensaries, and, you know, people are just buying Delta 9, Delta 8. Obviously, I know the science behind it. So some people's getting some real shit, right? But again, we got to speak up and understand we want a piece of the pie, and not just a piece. I want the bakery, right? We want the garden. We want the farm. Why aren't we growing more cannabis outside, right? Why aren't we growing more hemp, right? Ohio is an agricultural state. Where are the farmers? Why aren't the farmers advocating? Where's 4-H, right? Why isn't 4-H advocating for hemp, right? You Trump told y'all, and them tariffs is fucking y'all up. We need something else. And hemp and cannabis is a great way, one, to clean the soil, right? Clean the water, clean the air, because we know all the damn shit y'all done put in the fucking soil for the last 400 years been fucking shit up. And then we just making corn and shipping that shit to China. Right? China said, fuck y'all because of the tariffs. And now you can't sell the motherfucking wheat. You can't sell the corn. You can't sell the soybeans. Now the farmers is complaining. Bitch, you voted for it. Signing petition tomorrow. Good job. Good job. And again, the petition. Make sure y'all go watch the interview I did with Senator Bill DeMoore. So the petition will pause SB 56. Okay, so we have 8 days. It is March 12th, Thursday, March 12th. This is live. And so March 20th, SB 56 goes into law unless we get enough signatures, enough valid signatures to pause it, to put the referendum on the ballot for November. Okay. So again, politics is not just a one-time thing. It's not just a one-day thing. Politics is a daily thing, right? And until poor and working class people understand this, it's not just going to vote for Trump or Kamala. It's not just going to vote for your state representative or your city council or this levy just one time. Politics is a daily thing. And a lot of these politicians will say, oh, I'm a public servant. No, bitch, this is a career path for you. A lot of these politicians, especially these boomers, this has been a career path. And then they leverage the political position to then get a job or do some other funny shit on the side, right? Or to have a business. A lot of these politicians be business owners too. So they have an incentive to do fuck shit because then they get a tax write-off or they get a kickback or they get a contract, right? And then average poor working class people trying to find a job and you're not going to find a job. Guess what? When you own a business, are you going to drug test yourself? Can we be transparent for a moment? If you own the business, are you drug testing yourself? I don't think so. So the majority of these old white millionaires that own businesses, do y'all think they drug testing each other? No. Do you think they care about how much alcohol, how much cocaine, how much bullshit they do? No, they don't. That's why they put it all on you, the worker, the working class people. Guess what? You do as I say, not as I do. That's how the politics works. So until y'all decide we're not going to do a no Kings protest on a fucking Saturday and do that shit today on a Thursday or do it yesterday or do it when they have the state of the state. Think about this. The governor just had the state of the state. It should have been a fucking mob scene outside the state house. And ain't nobody, but y'all don't be on that type of thought process. You know what I mean? Like, and this is what black people do. We give you the idea, take the idea and run with it, pale people. Okay? Because we not protesting shit. I know I ain't. You see where I'm at. I'm in the crib. Because anywhere I go, it's deadly. Okay? So I'm out the way. Shout out to my guy, Rodney. I see you in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all share this. Again, man, I just be trying to bring y'all some good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, again, this be off the top of the dome. I don't really be having no fucking agenda. You know what I mean? Like, it's up. It's up. I don't know why people keep acting like, oh, well, we got to do this. Trump has run the country. The country was already, like, we was already a shithole country. Unless you live in a certain zip code where the houses is going for 300, 250,000 or better, you fucked up. Trust me, I done lived in some places. But I done lived in some really nice places too. Upper Arlington, Ohio being one of them, right? So when you look at a city like Upper Arlington, and that's where the money is, right? That's where the wealthy people live, right? You live in a place like Dublin, right? You live in a place like Bexley, New Albany, Westerville, Worthington. Trust me, I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland, one of the wealthiest counties for black people in the United States of America. I grew up in a $500,000 house. So I might be a little bougie, but I'm a nigga from the hood too, okay? My parents just did really good for themselves. They got a good education. They work for the federal government, put me in private school. I played sports and shit, and I took the shit the rest of the way. And you could do the same thing. But when you see how rich people live, trust me, hey, I don't have to say shit. I could ride. My wife make enough money, and my wife is fine enough that I don't gotta say shit. I do nothing. But I do this because I'm passionate. I'm passionate about the cannabis. I'm passionate about cannabis, but I'm passionate about the cannabis community as well. And I'm passionate about healthcare and helping people. And unfortunately, everybody don't got that same heart, right? Everybody can't do this and not get paid for it, right? And I get it. But guess what? Sometimes you got to create nothing out of something, okay? But yeah, we got 8 days, y'all. 8 days to get over 240,000 signatures. And when I talked to Joey Elwood, he said that's more like 400,000 signatures because, again, some people get kicked off. So you have to make sure that you're registered to vote. And this is why it's important to understand politics, because you could sign the petition. You ain't registered to vote. So your signature don't even fucking matter. Because you can't even vote. But do you know if you registered to vote? Let me know if you, and if you in the chat, we got 5 people. Let me know if you registered to vote. And I don't care. I don't need to know if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. I know everybody got their own shit. If you voted for Trump, fuck you. All disrespect. Because again, you should have known. You know what I mean? And it's not a harsh fuck you. It's just like you got what you got. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I don't give a fuck. Do the work. Gas prices is whooping everybody's ass right now. Tariffs whooping ass. We in World War III right now, bombing motherfuckers that said we don't give a fuck. We gonna bomb the fucking ships. Nigga, we gonna make sure the price of barrels go up to $200 a barrel, nigga. What? Niggas is about to, all right, you niggas is out of shape. You better get the walking. Y'all better, I just bought a bike too, so y'all better get some bikes. Y'all better get some skateboards. I know you white boys like the skateboards because that gas about to get crazy. And it's summertime too, so you need an oil change. You need new brakes. What the fuck we doing, bro? Bombing fucking kids and shit. And then the fucking bomb comes from Dayton, Ohio. But Ohioans be quiet as fuck. Like, we the ones fucking shit up. Our tax dollars. Because y'all wanted to vote for some dipshit that's like, I don't know. I guess these motherfuckers said we needed to bomb them. Fucking Netanyahu. Yahoo! That said these motherfuckers then been building nuclear bombs for 50 years. Whole time isn't real, got fucking full health care. If them motherfuckers decide to start a business, they get funded immediately, 500 racks. Like if I was Jewish, or they type of Jewish, because those look like Europeans to me, my shit would be funded. Ohio Cannabis Report would be lit right now. I wouldn't be asking for no money. But, you know, my own people won't support me. Oh, you doing too much. Oh, you too loud. Nigga, what? No, I'm right on the pulse of everything I'm supposed to be on. So again, I appreciate y'all for being here. You know, I know I turn up sometimes. Let me see. Friday, I'll be in Ashtabula County courts watching the owner of Italian Herbs and Ocan Dispensary plead for her 7 felony charges related to OAR's mishandling. If anyone needs to sign, DM me. Yeah, make sure y'all hit up Rodney. Make sure y'all subscribe to Rodney's podcast too. We always show love to the homies, man. You know what I mean? Me and Rodney have had tons of conversations over the years. He's been somebody that has been consistent in his advocacy work in his community. And again, do the work in your community, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like I work for my community. You know what I mean? Like I don't know everybody else's shit. I don't really be in white people business. I know y'all got your own issues. I appreciate the ones that appreciate me and support me. If you don't support me, kick rocks. I don't care. You know what I mean? Because again, I have to be like, I don't be knowing y'all. And if I don't meet you in real life, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Speak your mind, speak your piece, right? Freedom of speech. That's why I be on this shit. Freedom of fucking speech. And they don't like when niggas got freedom of speech. I tell you that. But yeah, that'll be an interesting. Make sure you we'll do a live when you're there so we could do a report if you're down. That's crazy. Italian herbs, Ohio dispensary plea for that's breaking news right there. 7 felony charges. Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. Like the whole shit got to be corrupt, right? The whole thing is corrupt. Because one thing, think about this. So when we got medical, right, there was no industry. It was illegal 6 years ago. Before we got medical, completely illegal, right? Where the fuck they get these seeds from? Like how they just start growing weed? We got a license. We can open up. Now we got seeds and clones. So was they shipped? Did somebody drive them across state lines? Like where was they coming from? You know what I mean? Okay. So that was always a question. So then obviously it was a limited license deal. So average people couldn't get into the industry. So you had to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to even apply. Then you had to have a building, a warehouse. You had to have all the facilities. You had to have lawyers on deck to do all the bullshit because we have a highly regulated marijuana industry. So you got to have bread, right? I'm thinking you got to at least have $1 million cash. Well, yeah, at least. And I'm thinking you 5, 10, 15, 20 million, right? So you got private equity companies, obviously, small family firms who could liquidate stuff, who got cash savings, whatever. So now you just randomly start growing weed and selling weed, but then you've been locking people up for the last 60 years, and you don't say, "Oh, we can't just free these people. We can't just expunge records." No, you got to pay $50 to expunge a record for something that they selling legally now in dispensaries that look like luxury fucking pharmaceutical places that's selling both. They're not even selling gas. Then you got motherfuckers on Reddit. Like these motherfuckers is making money. Motherfuckers is going to the dispensary daily. Now, full transparency, we go to dispensaries. I go to dispensaries because this is part of my research and development. I need to see what the fuck is going on the inside of this shit. Because this is insanity to me. They operating in broad daylight, and you can't even have a motherfucking billboard up. Now, as a business person, how the fuck you gonna sell product without being able to market and advertise? We can't even educate. So it's all fishy. Then you got fucking Ohio. All of a sudden, Ohio runs the fucking industry. Ohio is the mouthpiece of the cannabis community. Fuck you, Ohio, and everybody that rock with you. You know what I mean? Like that's the shit I be on. Because it's just mind-boggling to me. It's just mind-boggling how all this shit can just operate, and then motherfuckers just let it happen. Like motherfuckers be like, "Well, I can't." They can at least say something. Like I can't stop it, right? But at least talk some shit. That's all I do. Because this shit helped me release some motherfucker. It's therapeutic to talk shit about the bullshit. So at least talk some shit. If you got some shit to say, because some of y'all just be saying dumb shit, and some of y'all you ain't got it. Let me see. Wait. Also, we'll be collecting signatures at 2 Cleveland events. Yeah, and if y'all going to these events, you know what I mean, like shit like that. Be like my guy Rodney. I know Rodney be out here hustling and bustling. You know what I mean? At these events, at these farmers markets. You know what I mean? Talk about other things, man. You know what I mean? Like we literally have an industry. You have to build out the industry. You know what I mean? Like if you're a grower, like stop just being, "Oh, my shit is the best shit. My shit is the best shit." Nigga, educate somebody about your shit. Why is your shit the best shit?
People that say your shit is the best shit, why do they say your shit is the best shit? This shit helped me with my fucking PTSD. I'm a veteran. This shit helps me with my anxiety. This helps me with my depression. Like, we have to start having more well-rounded conversations around the plant. Everything can't just be like, is it gas? Is it this? Is it that? Or I'm just trying to sell you something so I can make a little bit of money. Because most of you niggas is selling booty anyway. A lot of you niggas don't have good customer service. And a lot of you niggas is just rebranding, repackaging somebody else's shit just to make a quick buck. But you ain't really helping nobody. And that's why policy is important, because we want the real growers, the real craft growers, to be able to really grow and then get their products out and be able to actually pay taxes into the system. So then the roads are better, the bridges are better, the education system is better. People have more opportunities. People are healthier. People are happier. People are more willing to go out and be around each other because, I don't like being around a bunch of drunk, dumb motherfuckers. Right? Like, I mean, we've all been there before. But I'd rather be around a group of people. We smoke, we high, we listen to good music, good food, good vibes. I got kids and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of war. We've been in war my whole fucking life. And then I'm in war domestically in my own fucking country. So again, like, at some point, people got to step the fuck up and stop expecting everybody to do the job while you do nothing. While you just reap the benefits of what somebody else has done. And that's what a lot of Americans do. A lot of Americans are lazy as fuck, for sure. They're fucked up. But also, they just want to leech off of somebody else. Like, I start platforms and then people come on and have the nerve to tell me what to do on my fucking platform. Bitch, go start your own platform and talk your own shit. This is my shit. Create your own shit. YouTube is free. Instagram is free. Facebook is free. You don't have to share your personal shit. Start a fucking group, start a page, start a business, and start talking your shit. If you got the best shit smoking, then we should be hearing about it. I don't want to hear it from you. I want to hear somebody else say, oh, so-and-so got that fire. Refer me. Right? Because the niggas that I rock with, so-and-so got that fire. I don't need it because I know it's reputable. If you a nigga, yeah, I got that shit, I got that. Nigga, who are you? I've never even heard of you. What's your name? What's that fire you got? What kind of terpenes you got? And then the nigga be like, oh, it's one of these niggas. He asking too many questions, nigga. Nigga, is it a sativa or indica? Because a lot of you niggas is only on that level. Oh, it's a hybrid. Is it up or down? What am I smoking? Get my fucking blood pressure all high and shit. So, you know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, shout out to my guy Rodney Hash, man. Like and subscribe. You know what I mean? I'm not a real good self promoter, and I know a lot of people. You probably be like, oh, you talk about this shit. No, I really don't. Honestly, I don't even like doing this shit. The only reason I started talking about weed like that publicly was because, again, I've been a public figure since I was 14 years old. I was a sign, model, and actor. I've been a high-level athlete since I was 13, 14, growing up in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, in the nation's capital. Played Division I football, played on ESPN 20 plus or 15 plus times, right? I have friends that are professional athletes. I have friends that are coaches at the professional level, at the collegiate level. My mom and my dad and my stepmom both work for the federal government. Like, I've been in positions of influence my entire life and around people. And so talking about weed has always been one of those things that it's a big no-no, right? As a football player, if you smoke weed and somebody finds out, it's a character flaw. He's a drug addict. But nobody says anything about the pills that we get. Nobody says anything about the Toradol shots we got. Nobody says anything about the cortisone shots that you get in your ass. You getting fucking drugged up like a fucking mule. Like a fucking racehorse. Nobody says anything about that, but we all love college football. We all love professional sports. Most of the motherfuckers is drugged the fuck up. And weed is the least of the worries that I would be concerned with. I mean, ibuprofen, all the painkillers. But how many athletes do we see publicly, talking about cannabis? They all have to wait till they retire, right? Because it's not commercially acceptable, because it's still federally illegal, because these athletes, they're under contracts, and those contracts have stipulations. So we see some investing, but a lot of them can't even invest while they're playing. The NFL, one of the biggest, if not the biggest professional sports leagues, the athletes can't even invest in cannabis companies. So you think about Ohio, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals. Where are these motherfuckers at? Any of them motherfuckers talking about cannabis legalization, social equity, anything to support the people? No. But guess what? The Browns owner, the Haslams, want to use Ohio citizens' unused, unclaimed funds for a multi-billion-dollar stadium for a fucking losing franchise. And you motherfuckers are just fucking bewildered. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Now, a judge just fucking axed it for now. But we got to think. The average person in this state cannot afford a family season ticket package to any professional sports team in the state. That's worth doing. You got to, for me, and you got to start at the top. It's the fucking football. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and it's the fucking Cleveland Browns. And just for full transparency, y'all see my motherfucking OU. You know what I mean? Because I'm not with being bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I keep it 100 at all times. You know what I mean? And sometimes I just feel like that's the best way to be, especially in this fake ass world we live in. You know, like, I'm real, you know? And you don't see too many, like, you know. So I know it's probably some Bengals fans, some Browns fans. You know, Ohio folks love their sports teams. And so the Joey Burrow, shout out to Joey B, his dad was my coach, my defensive back coach and my safety coach while I was playing at OU. So I literally watched Joe Burrow grow up from little Joey to going to Athens High School, Athens Middle School, to going to OSU, to then LSU, winning the national championship. You know what I mean? So when I'm talking and I'm sharing stories, these are some real ass stories. Like, I don't really got no need to fucking sugarcoat nothing. You don't sugarcoat shit in the football field. Shit on the football field. So why do it on here? So again, I've been around the best of the best for a long time. I smoked a lot of weed in college. A lot of my teammates smoked a lot of weed in college. A lot of my professional friends smoke a lot of weed, because weed is the one thing that is going to calm you down, whether you had a good game, bad game, whatever. That's the one thing that's going to settle you. It's going to allow you to deal with all the pressure of the world, pressures of being a man, pressures of being a husband, a father, and a leader, and to all of these people that you don't even fucking know. People getting mad at you because you ain't signed the autograph for the little boy. People getting mad at you because you're a grown-ass man. You're supposed to be a role model, but his dad chugging fucking 40s. You just paid $20 for a Bud Light. You should be a role model to your son. How about that? That's what used to piss me off. But like, you get in these spaces and you're supposed to be a leader. How the fuck am I supposed to be a leader to little Jimmy? Let me take little Jimmy to the trenches real quick. Let me drop little Jimmy off on one of the toughest blocks, because that's where we come from. And see, because in our community and our family, this is just normal behavior. Oh, they're fucking crazy. No, the fuck we not. This is just how we rock. But you're not crazy when you're on the football field bashing your fucking skull in. And we know CTE, concussions. Oh, you can't play the players. Don't play the players. You should be thankful for the scholarship. Bitch, it's 100,000 people in the stands. This is capitalism. So everybody get to make money but me. Everybody could bet on the game. Everybody could pay $200 for the tickets, the jerseys. Everybody making bread, but the players, and then the players, oh, you fuck that scholarship. Most of these degrees aren't worth shit once you graduate anyway. And if you don't have good networking skills, you're not getting no job. If you're not a hustler, you ain't getting no job. But capitalism, like, I was in school with kids that was selling hella dope. There was kids in school selling hella shit, getting paid. Mom and dad got a credit card, paid off monthly. I had white girls buying me brand new. Man, I had this white joint buy me a $300, $400 pair of jeans. I said, you wilder. I said, it couldn't be my girl because I don't even like shit like this. She the homie though. But I said, hey, no. $300? All I need is some Old Navy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm simple. You know what I mean? I ain't never been one of them like that ain't me. I rocked them jeans maybe once or twice. I was very appreciative. Trust me, she got her thanks. But geez, college is a fucking rich people babysitter, bro. And you know, my parents was middle class, so they was gonna make me go to college regardless. But I knew I had to get on scholarship. I ain't want no student loan, and that's part of the reason I talk a lot of shit too. I don't got no student loan debt. Everything I make is profit. You know what I mean? Like, I talk a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And then when you make it to the top, like trying to make it to the NFL, you just realize I got to do my own shit. You know what I mean? Like, and if you quadruple down on your shit, like your shit will be successful. Like, to me, Ohio Cannabis Report is already successful, right? When I look at the Facebook page, when I look at the Instagram, when I look at the forums we've done, when I've talked to politicians, I've talked to business owners and leaders, I've talked to lawyers. I just got off the phone with the ACLU earlier. They're potentially going to sponsor this social equity forum. We're going to talk to one of their policy leaders in this space, Patrick. So just got like, I'm a real person, you know what I mean? And I just like to be myself. And this is way easier than working in corporate America. You know what I mean? I don't do corporate America. I already did that shit. I worked for Verizon, and I was like, this shit is terrible. So I was like, I build my own shit, just talking shit, right? And so I have multiple platforms, right? I have Athletes in Cannabis. I have Columbus Creates. I got my own show that I've been working on. So make sure y'all go check out the Gerald Moore Jr. Show on all podcast platforms, because I'm coming back. I'm really coming back to that. A lot of my focus and attention has been on Ohio Cannabis Report for the last few years. Like, I ain't gonna even hold you, like, because then I realized, like, yo, like, why aren't more people talk? Like, so, like, people, you can talk about this shit. This is your state. Y'all niggas go to work, pay taxes just to be scared of these niggas. And then be like, they not paying me enough. Oh, they working me harder. We ain't got no jobs. We can't afford health care. The education system fucked up. The healthcare system fucked up. The food fucked up. The roads is fucked up. Bitch, do something about it. It's your city. It's your state. It's your county. Y'all the ones voting for these dumbass bitches. I know the people that I voted for ain't do this shit. That's for damn sure. We got damn near 20 dispensaries in Columbus. I got 3 in 5 to 10 minutes of me. About 6, 15 to 20 minutes. So again, and then we got home growers everywhere. So y'all be stressing me, boy. Like, y'all act like how you superior but then be broke? How you superior but then scared of the nigga that look like you? Like, and get these grandpas. Y'all gotta get y'all grandpas out of here, bro. That's what really be irking me. Like, it's on y'all, bro. Like, it's on y'all. Y'all want to run everything, so run the shit. Because the way y'all run this shit, though, y'all run this shit like a fucking hoopty. Shit don't be fun. Like, America's supposed to be lit, dog. Like, America is supposed to be lit. That's what America is not fun. This is not fun. I have a great time, by the way. But that's because I'm going to have a good time regardless. Like, I'm going to make jokes about everything. But America is not fun. If everybody not if motherfuckers is stressing, everybody on fucking pills, everybody on Ozempic, niggas is fiend the fuck out. Motherfuckers is alcoholics. Motherfuckers are sexual predators of children. Motherfuckers are fraudsters and scammers. Like everything. Like this shit is not fun. The shit don't be authentic. You got an authentic Mexican restaurant owned by a white dude. The fuck out of here, man. I don't want your fucking guacamole. I want the real shit. Shit pissed me off. Y'all gotta own and control everything and ruin everything. I talked to my white neighbor the other day. White people ruin everything. We got some that got some common sense, but some of y'all too quiet. I don't like that shit. Y'all be quiet. Oh, I gotta protect my job. Fuck your job. You'll get another. You're white. Pissing me off. If everybody stopped buying Ohio dispensary weed, that will cause millions in lost profits, not lost customers. Right. But that's a hard fucking ask. Some people actually need that shit. Right. Like to some people, like going to like, we have to stop with the like, no, we voted something in. Do it right. You hold them accountable. You don't have 2-point-something million people go vote for something and say, well, if we just don't go to the dispensaries. No, the dispensaries are making money. That tax money goes back to the citizens. That's supposed to go to our communities and help build up our communities. Motherfuckers are so selfish. Everybody don't have a plug. Everybody don't feel comfortable with a plug. Everybody ain't growing. Everybody can't grow. Some people, their best and only option may be the dispensary. We voted the shit in for a reason. We voted for tier 3 for a reason. We voted for craft growth for a reason. We voted for social equity for a reason. You don't backslide and say, well, if we just don't go to the dispensary, because again, who's really going to the dispensary? Go on Reddit. The motherfuckers is at the dispensaries and they be buying hella product and they skin complexion don't be like this. And I know I'm not spending all my money at the damn dispensary. I tell you that. I got my own shit. I got friends that grow. So like, you know, but again, like, that's why policy is important. That's why showing up to the state house is important. That's why voting a certain way for certain people is important. Oh, well, I grew up this way. My grandpa was this. A lot of y'all, I know y'all don't want to disappoint your grandma and grandpa. I know you don't want to disappoint your mom and dad. I know you don't want to get written out of the will. I know you don't want to have uncomfortable conversations at Thanksgiving and Easter and for your birthday. I know you like your parents paying off that shit. But damn, my shit's electric. Hey, and we take donations. I support, man, I shout you out. You know what I mean? Like, we got to start working as a community. If you got fire gas, put me on. Let me be the tester. I test this shit on the live. We could set up, we don't even have to go live. We could set up an event. We could do a taste testing. Let's show the content. If the shit really fire, let's have motherfuckers smoke it and then do a time lapse and time reel. And we'll say 5, 10, 20 minutes, an hour later, if that shit really got you gas, you gonna let us know. Real gas, you gonna know. You gonna know from the smell. You gonna learn how the fucking shit break down. Like, come on, man. Real weed smokers, come on, bruh. Niggas know real good weed. Like, don't talk to me about shit. As an athlete, I ain't talking a lot of shit. That's why a lot of this is foreign to me, because I didn't really talk a lot of shit. I'm going to just let my game speak for itself. And this shit is real out here. You might have had a bad grow one time. This shit might have not came out like you thought. Like, everybody have a bad day. How many niggas can really accept that? Not many. Our egos, right? Everybody, there's a lot of insecurities out here. Shit, I was never the best player on my team. I got ran over plenty of times. I dropped interceptions. Shit happens. You know what I mean? But, I'm not one to sit here and be gassing shit. You know what I mean? And if that shit is trash, it's trash. But then you tell a nigga his shit trash, he get mad. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I mean, I done had better shit.
You, Ohio, have a right to be mad as hell that dispensers are selling pure junk. If the THC 9 is below 0.0, don't buy it. If you see the THC 9.3 or any numbers right, the period, don't buy it, junk.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, right? Like, and we need folks to educate the community, right? You know, I can't do everything. I don't know everything. And I don't try to come on here and be like, I know everything. Like, that is not, I don't want y'all to ever get it twisted, right? Like, I know I'm not a grower, right? And I love nature, I love gardening, I love all that stuff, but I would much rather a seasoned professional that really cares about the fucking plant grow my weed. Now, if I got enough money where I could just do the shit and the shit just be fucking luxury lifestyle, of course. I'm not in that position. I grew 12 plants last year, you know, outside, right? I don't have an indoor joint, like, but the indoor, and I understand a lot of this shit is on timers. You can do all that shit. I got babies and shit. Like, I be doing a lot of other shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather have the homies grow the good weed. Yo, I'd pay you boo, 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 boo. But, you know, for me, we gotta, like, come on, bro. Like, and as millennials, I'm a millennial. This is my call out to millennials, too, because I'm a millennial. So, the rest of y'all don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Y'all get your own generation and shit. Step the fuck up. It's our time to take this shit over, okay? We got the biggest generation to the boomers. The boomers are fucked us, right? Those are our grandparents and shit. My grandparents dead. My grandma died when I was 6. She was my main caretaker. And I was the only grandparent that I was really close with. My grandfather was there. He passed away when I was a teenager, I believe. You know what I mean? So I lost my grandparents very early, and they were very young. So I put this shit on y'all. You know, I've been adopted a couple times to a couple families. You know what I mean? So I got some boomer homies. But the majority, oh my God. And boomers, or millennials, we got to stop acting like children, right? Stop begging. Do the fucking work. Stop begging. Take the shit. You voted for it, take it. Oh, well, they're gonna do this. How many times have you talked to your city council? How many times have you set up a meeting with your city council president, whoever over your district? How many times have you emailed a state representative, a state senator? Like, nobody's telling y'all to go run for office. Nobody's telling y'all to do this shit all day, every day, but y'all will be on fucking Instagram, TikTok, all fucking day. All day. Group chat. Brrr. In the group chat, everybody in the group chat poor. Guess what? You take the group chat, you got 4 people, 5 people in the group chat. Guess what, guys? We all live in the same community. We're going to write a collective message to the governor as this group, as this body. We're going to write a collective message to the city council, the county commissioner. This is what the fuck we want to happen in my city, my state. Because y'all do it for everything else. Except for the weed. Everybody's scared of the weed. Go to your church. Fuck the church people. Talk about some the weed stinks, the marijuana. You guys are just lazy. I grew up in church my whole life. Them old ladies' perfumes be having me fucking in a chokehold. Headache immediately. Hey, sweetie, fuck that. Take that shit off. But, you know, I'm going to hell now because I done told the old lady her perfume stink. No. Nigga, it's 2026. We is not babies because they'll talk. Old people, especially old black people. I know old white people talk hella shit. But black people in the church, oh, they will be roasting you. They roasting you as soon as you walk in. So you ain't gonna act like I ain't about to roast their ass back. Grandma got all of this hanging off. Heart attack, heart disease. But you can't tell grandma to put less salt and sugar in the food. You can't say, hey, I think we need a little bit more healthier options. I'm not telling you to take all the shit out, but shit, we don't need all the sodium. But God forbid a motherfucker raise his voice about that. But the weed and the black men. Oh, black men don't come to church no more. Yeah, because I'd rather smoke this weed and say some prayers and sit in fucking silence with God than come to the fucking church and be judged, crucified, and walk out of that motherfucker more depleted than when I came in. It makes no sense. This shit is diabolical. And then I gotta pay? With what? The tariffs. We just talked about the tariffs. The weed man that got the tariffs. They adding criminal fines and penalties March 20th. Like, it's craziness, y'all. But we gotta speak up. You know what I mean? Like, it's too many of y'all just, I think y'all scared. I know y'all scared. Trust me, I used to be scared too. It's freedom of speech. But y'all gotta act too. It's freedom to act, right? Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I say something, I'm really gonna do it most times. You know what I mean? Because I'm not crazy. I'm not trying to do crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I said I was gonna do the event, and I did it. I ain't finished it yet, but like, do I look like an event producer to y'all? Do I look like I know what the fuck I'm doing? No. I had the idea. God gave me the idea. I said, oh, Cannabis Social Equity Forum. Since they get rid of the social equity shit, we're not in COVID no more. We don't really gather around like just conversations and hearing people's stories. Oh, let me hit a few homies up and see if they're going to be willing to speak on a panel. Oh, let me invite a few city council members. Let me invite some state representatives. Oh, let me put a post out and see if I could garner some support. Got the event space for free. Once I got the event space, I was like, damn, I guess I got to do it. So now I'm figuring this shit out. I've called a few people, gotten a few yeses, few nos, gotten some support. But it's doing it. You know what I mean? Being creative, putting yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like, taking risk, having a good time. This shit is fun for me, honestly. Like, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. You know, this is all fun. This is all, you know what I mean? Because I know some of y'all be sensitive and shit. Like, I don't do all that bullshit. I got approved for media access. I'll be recording and posting. Not allowed to go live during, but might before or after. Yeah, for sure. Yep. And see, like, my guy Rodney Hash, man, like, doing it. You know what I mean? And set up his podcast. And Rodney, I know, as a hardworking dude. You know what I mean? I don't know where he work at, but I know he be working crazy hours. Did you see the new DCC rules? Nah, tell me about it. Some IG drama for you. Grow Ohio has built a great brand for all the reasons you just said, and someone on IG was pretending to be him on Telegram. Oh wow. Ain't no one buying weed off the corner in 20. And that's the shit too. Like, who trying to do that shit? You hit the weed man, the weed man don't respond for 4 hours. Then gonna say, yeah, what's up? Nigga, I needed the weed 4 hours ago. You wasn't available. Or the weed man don't be having options. Like, not everybody weed, like, come on, man. We gotta be really logical out here. Most dudes don't got flavors. Most dudes don't know what they selling. Most dudes ain't grow they shit they selling. So again, it's 2026, Ohio. Can we stop operating like it's 1965? Like, that's what really irked me about Ohio. It is 2026. I should be able to go to the weed store and have options. I should be able to smell the weed before I decide to purchase the weed. What the fuck? And then they act like this shit is a fucking ask. This is the United States of America, and you telling me in the most powerful country in the world, so we say, the wealthiest country in the world, I can't go smell the weed. You can barely smell the weed with the weed man before the nigga say you gonna buy it or not. So that's what really blew me too, because niggas on the legacy market act like buying weed from, oh, you bougie. Nigga, if I hit you up for some weed and I ask to smell it, or I ask if you got options, or I ask what you got, now I'm a fucking picky shopper. Yeah, nigga. I'm a picky shopper with the fucking weed and the money I'm gonna spend. Because then if I spend some weed with you and I have a fucking bad experience and I ain't get to fucking see the shit, now you ain't never getting no more bread from me again. And then I'm gonna tell niggas, don't go to this nigga. Like, you niggas be tripping. I'm a grown ass man. I have the right to fucking go shop at the dispensary if I fucking want to, but I have the right to also demand that dispensary is run how I wanted to fucking run. And the money and the tax revenue goes to fucking what I wanted to go towards. Because I know we have fucking issues with the community. I know the homelessness issue, houselessness issue is an issue. I know the economic and the workforce development is an issue. Just imagine how many of these youth we could get into the cannabis industry or into HVAC or into electrical engineering or into science through cannabis. Nobody's saying you got to be a fucking pothead. We're saying, no, learn how to use it and leverage it for your lifestyle. Cannabis ain't my life at all. It's a part, it's a piece. It adds value to what I do. It's like eating a nutritious diet, right? It's like eating a fucking salad. I eat it because I know I need the minerals and the vitamins. It's like eating fruits and vegetables. It's like exercising, right? A lot of people think, oh, like my mental health fucked up. When the last time you worked out consistently? I don't have mental health issues when I work out consistently. I definitely have challenges. I definitely have low moments. I definitely have depressive states. I definitely deal with grief and anxiety. But I also understand that if I push, if I lift weights, if I run, if I jog, if I stretch, if I get outside and ride my bike, that will help my mind. That will help my soul. That will help my body physically. My family went through one of the worst experiences that I think anybody could ever go through, and having a stillbirth. And that was one of the roughest periods of my life. Because how are you supposed to continue with life after, being a man? And it's like, yo, like, I couldn't even keep my baby safe or my wife safe or healthy enough to bring them into the world. And you hold your lifeless, your breathless child. That is, what else is important after that? You have to find some purpose after that, right? Literally, the day after we lost our son Miles, I was invited to speak at a press conference at the State House. I had no idea this was a press conference. I had no idea what it really was. And I was in a space where I couldn't really even fucking remember what was going on. But when in my lifetime have I ever been asked to present anything at the State House or for cannabis? So I said, shit, I needed to get out of the hospital. I need to go wash up. And because we had literally, I was like, let me pop through the State House real quick. Fucking, I ain't washed. I had a fucking old t-shirt on. My hair was crazy because I was growing my hair out. Obviously, I hadn't slept in days, been crying for days. But I was like, man, I can't pass up this opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, I can't bring my son back, right? Like there was nothing that I could do at that moment anyway, but be there for my wife and my family. So showed up to the state house, come to find out it's a fucking press conference. Now, again, I'm a model actor. I know how to fucking get myself ready for, being in front of the camera. I didn't know this was going to be a press conference. Put this shit on Reddit, and they fucking torched me on Reddit, which again, hey, to each his own. But most people don't know what you're dealing with or going through. And I'm somebody that there's nothing that's going to stop me but death with what has been placed on my heart. And so a lot of people think like, oh, I got to have it all together, or I got to have this money, or I got to have this degree, I got to have, this level of education, like to get started. And it's not true. A lot of people, you have been lied to and deceived for a very long time. A lot of these billionaires and millionaires aren't that smart. They hire people to do the work. They have the money. They get the funding. They get the credit. Somebody gave them 50,000. Somebody gave them 100,000, and they was able to flip it. That don't make them smart. But a lot of people seem to believe that since somebody has status, since somebody has a title, since somebody lives in a certain zip code, because somebody wears a suit and a tie, because somebody says big fucking words, that they're better than you or smarter than you or more capable than you. And I see that a lot in Ohio. I see a lot of people in Ohio that have low energy, very low vibrational energy, very since I can't do it, since I'm not doing it, I'm going to talk shit about you. Since you think you all of that, since you think this, which again, I don't know how you could think of how somebody else think, but it's a lot of like, oh, well, we need this, or somebody else should be doing it. And it's like, no, you do it. Like the thing about business, right? Business is about solving problems and creating solutions, right? So fast food is solving a problem and a solution for what? We move so much, right? A lot of people, it's hard to get home, do dinner, clean dishes. So it's easy to go get McDonald's and Chick-fil-A or go eat out, right? So businesses have created a solution. We'll cook the food for you, which is the hardest part, right? Having the food, preparing the food, cooking the food, and then giving the food, and then cleaning the dishes. So you think about that, that takes out a lot of work for, let's say, a woman or a husband. I cook in my house. So, we just had dinner last night. I cooked. But again, it's a lot of work, a lot of preparation. Got to go to the grocery store, got to pick out the food, got to prep the food, got to cook the food, got to display it. Like, again, so fast food solution, right? So that's why we have all these restaurants. Gym, trainers, people need to lose weight, need to stay in shape, need to be motivated, need to be held accountable. So we have trainers, we have gyms, because not everybody has all the equipment. Not everybody wants to work out in the house, whatever, right? So again, solution. Cannabis, we got it legalized. Solution, right? We voted for home grow. We voted for craft grow. We voted for all these things. Dispensaries. Solution to what? The problem, right? Not everybody want to go to the hood and pick up weed from John. Not everybody thinks it's responsible to ride around with John, and John got, 3 pistols. He got a wad of cash on him. John is hot. Now, we would like this to not be the situation, but we know there are some communities that are under certain circumstances that if you roll up in a certain circumstance and certain people are dealing with certain issues, you might get robbed. Niggas get robbed every day. White collar crime. We getting robbed by Trump right now, and nobody's saying a word. Trump's family has earned like $3 billion plus since they've been in office. You don't hear a lot of that conversation. So again, people have to, we have like, what do we spend our time and our energy on? What are we doing? Right? I'm a person, like, I have extreme faith, but faith means nothing without work. We have too many people that are lazy as fuck and want everybody to do the work and then want to say and then talk hella shit. But then want to talk hella shit behind the mask. Like you'll see all of my shit. Like my name is on my name on Instagram, on Threads, on Facebook. I am Gerald Moore Jr. I can't hide. I don't want to hide. You can't cancel me because I'm a junior. I'm not going to be canceled till I'm dead. And even then, you ain't going to be able to cancel me. But a lot of people like to hide behind fucking stage names and shit, like you a rapper or something. Like everybody think they're a fucking artist. Be your fucking self. And I know my name is Gerald, and but at the end of the day, I own all the shit. I stand by it. My granddad's name is Gerald. But a lot of people just, fucking losers, man. Too many snitches. And on dumbass shit. You snitching on the wrong people. If you go a snitch, go to the attorney general and snitch on OCAN. I dare you. Go snitch on all the CEOs, all the executives. They all on bullshit. I'm telling you. Antitrust lawsuits everywhere. Think about it. They just started the cannabis industry. You lock out a whole demographic of people. The average person cannot get involved in the legit industry. SB 56 is about to cut off the hemp game. So if you selling hemp, if you got a corner store, open, no, they about to come up. All right, keep selling if you want to. You don't think they putting that cannabis money towards making sure they have law enforcement that's going to be specialized in fucking going to these places? And then they're going to take all the money that you got. They're going to take all the product that you got. And then they're going to put your ass in jail. Oh. You think you about to throw a music festival and cannabis festival? And be smoking weed outside in these small towns that's struggling with money? That decided to have a moratorium against cannabis? And you don't think they're going to have the police on that ass? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, a lot of y'all just don't critically fucking think. I'm not really a festival goer like that. When I do go to a little vibe, it's not going to be in there. We go to a little concert outside. I'm going to have my little weed on me. Trust and believe. But I don't do the big, like that. On my anxiety, it'd be too many of y'all motherfuckers. That's why my events be small. Because it's too many of y'all. That shit is over fucking whelming. But it just, think. They're having a Cincinnati event, downtown Cincinnati, where everybody shut down the street. Now, again, it's Cincinnati, so they're going to be straight, right? Columbus, we're going to be straight. But as soon as you get outside the major cities, that's when they going to fuck you up. You get in a suburb. Imagine driving through Bexley, Upper Arlington, something like that, and then your fucking tail light go out. You don't even know. You fail to put on the turn signal. You just hit your pin just to get you a little bit of, because we know the weed grounders. So you just hit the little pin, you know what I mean? Maybe have a little tree up on you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Police pull you up. Oh, nigga. You know your tail lights out? You know you're speeding? No, you didn't come to a full stop. Like, they be just bullshitting. And some of y'all got the complexion for the protection. So, we know y'all don't deal with shit like this. But you nigga like this. This is what I'm saying. This is going to affect you. So, again, you get pulled over. Tail light out. You broke, tariffs. Gas prices high. Your baby mama done hit you for some child support. You can't afford nothing else. Smoking weed. Now, most niggas don't know. I'm not discussing my fucking day. All right. Pop Brothers at Law. I need them on the channel. Pop Brothers at Law. I'm not discussing my fucking day. Am I being detained or are you letting me go? I'll get the tail light fixed. My bad. Give me a warning or something. I don't need a ticket either. I didn't put my turn signal on. I am stressed. My fucking baby mom's just in. This is just a scenario. I don't do baby mama. I ain't my baby mama fine too, boy. My baby mom is my wife. But you know, to each his own, right? I'm just giving y'all scenarios of how this shit. March 20th. It's March 12th. How shit gonna go? SB 56 getting the law if we don't get these signatures by March 20th. A lot of y'all don't gotta worry about this because y'all got the complexion for the protection. Y'all is the feds, you know what I mean? So we know this might not go for some of y'all. But for me and my people, how this shit go? So y'all be like, how the fuck y'all do this? No, they oh, it's a nigga driving a nice car. He driving a Benz, tinted windows. He an athlete. Oh shit. Fuck. Smoking weed. So this is what I'm saying. It should go. I'm not discussing my day. Why are you pulling me over? That should be what it's really about. But what's gonna happen is most niggas don't know. Did not discuss your fucking day. You don't have to tell them nothing. First of all, they work for you. But every time you say something, you're incriminating yourself. Right? They are taking in cues. They're asking you questions to get more and more information. That's how they get you tied up. So now with SB 56 is they can discriminate against you and say if they smell weed, they can pull you out of the car, search the car. Now they gonna search the car. Now let's say you get a fine, or let's say you get a criminal penalty. Fucked up. Now you got a $250 fine, $500 fine, $1,000 fine. Everybody ain't got that. I just put $1,500 in the car. We had to get new brakes, oil change, blase blah. Had to fix up the house a little bit. And again, pay child support. They're like, come on, $1,000, or you get locked up. So again, who is that going to impact? Who is SB 56 going to hurt the most? Right? Poor, working class, black and brown people. The same people that we voted for with issue 2. Yes, on marijuana like alcohol. Regulate marijuana like alcohol. For social equity reform, social equity dollars, expungements, craft grow, home grow, and they gutted all of that shit. And here we are, 8 days away. So again, I hope, you all that's been selling a lot of weed at the markets, but been quiet publicly, because again, I get it. You can't be loud and selling that weed on the legacy market. So I get it. But we also see you. We see you, the ones that, watch or sell, but don't do shit. You ain't putting none of that money back in no spaces. Because again, you could invest in somebody like me, the ones that's really willing to talk shit. I talk shit because I'm not selling weed. And I don't want to. I like to smoke my weed. You know what I mean? But guess what? If you selling weed, I take donations. And I'll speak up for all the people on the legacy market. But until that, we have a nonprofit. 501c3. We got the shit. So, again, people got to speak up though, man. You got to learn to speak up and stop competing with your brothers and sisters, man. Everybody trying to compete. It's crabs in the barrel mentality. You know what I mean? You think the billionaires is competing? No, the fuck they not. Jerry Jones don't give a fuck if he lose to Haslam, and Haslam don't care if he lose to Jerry Jones because they both getting paid. And the stadiums is built on taxpayer dollars. All right. I've been going for a minute. Y'all got me hot. I feel like I'm going back to 2015, trading jars on the low and watching over my shoulder all over again. Exactly. And that's exactly what it's about to be, right? And then everybody else got their own incentives. You know what I mean? So again, like niggas be snitching, like Buddy said. The Newman oddity. Shout out to the Newman. Shout out to Bong Tokes for Jesus. Who else we had? Rodney Hash. Shout out to everybody that tapped in with us today, man. I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Let me know where y'all tapping in from too, if y'all will. You could say county, you could say city, closest city. Let me know what y'all smoking on. What's your favorite way to smoke? What you like to consume? Don't vape and drive. Of course, right? We don't condone any illegal activity. But again, I'm not here to tell people how to live their life. Put your seatbelts on. Put your lights on, right? Make sure you got your tail lights. Make sure you got your turn signals. Car is one of the most dangerous places to be, man. So, and I know in Columbus, man, they be crashing into fucking buildings every fucking week. So I am a high and proficient driver when I'm looking, checking all my points over the shoulder. I got terrible driving teachers here because I grew up in DC. So if you don't know how to drive, you get your ass on. You can get on the metro. Like what? We used to be racing on the motherfuckers. High school. Columbus, boy, I drive like old people. Well, it is a bunch of old people driving too. Bunch of fucking grandmas. Get off the road, grandma. Grandpa, you in the left lane on the highway. Let's fucking go. Fucking boomers, man. Again, I keep telling y'all these boomers. If you got a boomer grandparent, give them a hug. And if they a Trumper, I don't know. Y'all voted for Trump though, bro. Like, how y'all doing? Y'all, I know y'all good too. A lot of y'all be complaining and shit. Like, y'all life ain't. Y'all be all right. Y'all figure that shit out. How the fuck y'all vote for that man though, bro? Y'all happy we in war? World War III? Shit. Oh, why did I bring that up again? Come on, bro. Make America great again. This shit is horrible. Niggas is stressed out. Motherfuckers ain't got no jobs. They building Intel and shit. Motherfuckers, gas prices going crazy. White boys mad because the white girls is woke. Everybody mad at Trump now. Trump don't know who authorized the strikes. Killed 120 girls. We done had what, like seven members of the army done been killed or died. Like 30 plus. I was watching 30 plus them been injured. We need more love out here, though. We need more weed. Trump did the farm bill. Trump fucked up the farm bill too. And then this is another, thank you for adding that. This is another headline I don't think we really discussed. So we rescheduled cannabis, right? But what the fuck does that do for us? You can still be criminalized by it. We need descheduling. We need a constitutional amendment in the state of Ohio. And I'm going to just leave it on that, man, because I've been rapping with y'all for a minute. I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Ohio Cannabis Report Live. I'm your host, Gerald Moore Jr. Make sure you guys follow us on all the social media platforms. Make sure you guys RSVP to the Cannabis Social Equity Forum, April 4th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, we're still looking for a few people to partner with us for sponsorships, stuff like that. We're going to turn this into a series too. So I'm looking forward to making this a series where we do different conversations at the intersection of cannabis and policy, different groups of people. So again, it's a grassroots movement. It's not some big orchestrated thing. I'm really doing it solo. I got a few volunteers that are going to help me. So I want to just say thank you to everybody who has already RSVP'd to the event. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you follow us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Share this out, man, if you find value in it, if you have fun watching. Again, nobody was harmed in in the making of this video. Again, just a disclaimer, man, I am not this is my opinion. This is my opinion. It does not represent any of the things that I'm affiliated with, any of the people I'm affiliated with. This is my opinion. This is my show. So, I know people be slicing, dicing, constructing all types of stuff. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Ohio Cannabis Report. Till next time. Sorry about the spelling earlier. You all good, man. Appreciate you. Everybody that's been commenting, man. I truly appreciate y'all for tuning in, giving me y'all time. Let me know too if you guys ever have anything you want me to cover. If you have events like Rodney did, if you have anything that you want to promote or get out there, if you want to share your story, I'm all for sharing people's stories and letting them come on in. I don't care, who you are. If you're willing to come on the show, I love giving people the platform and just having, natural, authentic dialogue and conversation around some of the topics, some of the headlines that are going on. So if you're in the chat, don't be afraid to let me know. I can always just send over an invitation real quick and you guys can pop on in. I like to keep it fairly appropriate, you know what I mean? So no weird shit. I know how people on the internet get. But I love just having, good dialogue, good conversations with people that have interesting perspectives. So don't ever be afraid to ask to come in the group. Sometimes I forget I have that capabilities. Y'all see me, I go on my tangents and my rants, but it's all fun, man. Peace and love. Go spread some love, grow some good weed, share good weed. We out.